Be sure to go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. It's a good deal, and it helps support the show. What's up, Planeswalkers? Theorik 6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. Today we're going to be playing some good old-fashioned Sacdos, baby. Heck yeah. I should mention that I did yank this deck from the Magic Fest Brisbane 2019 Saturday Standard PPTQ. This was piloted by Elliot Hoskin. It's just a pretty stock. I just wanted to play a stock list of what they're playing in Sacdos right now, so this is that list. And we got a sideboard here that I'll talk about after the games, because I'm playing best of one today, because I like Sacdos best of one. Anyway, we got 4 Cauldron Familiar, 4 Witch's Oven. Look, you're playing some sort of deck that happens to like run black. You're probably playing the Oven combo. But we're actually getting more value out of it because we're a sacrifice deck, and we care about sacrificing things and getting value out of sacrifices. So it's even better. What's very nice is, of course, that you have a bit of spillover insofar as the Witch's Oven is able to also sacrifice other things, and that brings us nicely into Claim the Firstborn. Now, Claim the Firstborn can essentially just be a way to remove one of your opponent's blockers and attack them with their own card, making it faster for them to die. But since you have access to Witch's Oven, as well as Priest of Forgotten Gods, as well as Rankle, you're going to be able to potentially not give that creature back. Notably, this cares about the mana cost. Not the power, not the toughness, the mana cost. So it can steal things such as, I don't know, Hydroid Crisis. It can steal Nissolance. It can steal all those lovely things that have a power that is quite high in proportion to their CMC. And it's just the nicest. For what it's worth, this card also doesn't need to steal something. You can target one of your own creatures that isn't a Rankle, I suppose, in order to just give it haste and untap it, right? So if you're in a situation where, you need that 2 more damage and have a Gutterbones and a Claim the Firstborn in hand, you can play Gutterbones, Claim the Firstborn on it, which untaps it and gives it haste, and then bada bing, bada boom, you're attacking with that Gutterbones. Absolutely fantabulous. Speaking of Gutterbones, it's a card that you can get back a lot. Very similar to Cauldron Familiar, except with Gutterbones. It's decent. Instead of having the food to sacrifice to feed them, you have to show them that you hit your opponent. It's not terribly hard to do, especially considering it combos with Priest of Forgotten Gods really well. The way it does that is that with Gutterbones, as if you use that to sacrifice a Priest of Forgotten Gods as well as something else, who cares, then you'll have 2 mana from the Priest. That 2 mana can be used to return this to your graveyard, or from your graveyard. But you have to have your opponent lose life. Luckily, comes built in with some life loss. Fantabulous. Priest of Forgotten Gods is not the physically strongest card in the deck. It's a 2 mana 1/2. I mean, this is also 2 mana 1/2, but it comes with 1/1, so. But it's a 2 mana 1/2. However, it allows you to sacrifice 2 of your other creatures, which you usually don't care about, in order to force your opponent to sack, force them to lose life, and you get to gain some mana and draw a card. This means that in a super crazy situation, you're going to be able to play Rankle even if you have too few lands. You're going to be able to play out, an additional Cauldron Familiar or something like that. It's just all around something where you're getting decent value. And in a pinch, it can attack for 1. We're running a single Lazotep Reaver because it's 2 bodies for 1 card. And that is pretty helpful when you're playing something like Priest of Forgotten Gods. Now, obviously, there isn't a ton else to do with Lazotep Reaver, and I think that is the main reason why this card is only a 1 of, as opposed to a 2 or 3 of. But if you're able to, turn 1 Gutterbones or something, turn 2 Priest, turn 3 Lazotep Reaver, it's pretty decent. You get to remove their creature, you get to draw some cards, maybe you play another Priest or something. I don't know what you're doing with your time, but we'll find out. For Angrath Rampage, great removal in this deck for a number of reasons. 1, it allows us to get rid of Planeswalkers, just fantastic. It also allows us to get rid of artifacts, once again, fantastic. But it is just creature removal. However, it's removal that forces a sacrifice, which means that we get more value off of Mayhem Devil. Additionally, what this does is, since you can target a player if your opponent doesn't have an artifact, creature, or Planeswalker, and you need that 1 last damage before they're gonna do something to you that makes you lose, you can target yourself, sacrifice something, Mayhem Devil kills them. Because Mayhem Devil is a good old free 3 for 3, that whenever a player sacrifices any permanent, not just a creature, you get to deal 1 damage to any target. Your opponent's playing Fabled Passage? Domed. Your opponent playing the Cauldron Familiar deck? Domed. It is just beautiful. Playing a food deck. Elmed. So nice. So good. So clean. And horrifying at the same time. 4 Midnight Reapers. Look, we're playing a bunch of dweebs. We're going to need some card draw. And also, since Cauldron Familiar gains its life, we shouldn't be hurting too hard on the life loss. Also, it's a 3 mana 3/2, so it's decent. 3 Rankle, the top end, the coup de grace. 4 mana for a 3/3 flying haste. It can just deal the last points of damage, but also, if you have Mayhem Devil and Rankle out, and then you force the sacrifice as well as the life loss, that is, 3 additional damage? 1 from the life loss, and then each of us had to sacrifice. So we sacrifice something on our side and sacrifice something on their side. That's an additional 3 life loss. So if we're just attacking with Mayhem Devil and Rankle, and our opponent is somehow they don't block the Mayhem Devil, whatever, something happens where we can do this. That's 9 total damage with just 2 cards. It's so lovely. 2 Castle Locthwains to kind of get back in the game if we're drawing poorly. Other than that, pretty simple mana base. We do have some Fabled Passages because it does work nicely with Mayhem Devil, but we don't need them because this is only a 2-color deck. Now we're going to hop into some games, and I did play some practice games. Man, I miss being able to play practice games. Ooh, goodness. We played against a Gruul, Giant Growth deck. I don't know what to call it. It played that one 2-mana enchantment that scryed on, yeah, it's just fine. Seasons Past, I think is what it was, maybe? Was it Seasons Past? I'm not sure. Guess it doesn't actually matter. But they played that. They didn't have very many creatures in a deck like that, so I mited them. Blue-green, they scryed, I think, to the bottom. I should be fine just playing out my priest here. Depending on what they play next turn, I can just steal it. And sack it to Witch's Oven or something. So they might play an elf. They chose not to. And this is a sorcery speed card, which is not great. So this is probably just Simic Flash, which is very annoying. Do I attack with the 1/2? Trying to think of all of the creatures that have flash. No, there's a 2/2 with flash that would not die. That wolf, or the wolf rider or whatever. So we're gonna play this. Quench, okay. That's fine. I didn't technically need that. I do want my opponent to cast like a creature that I can steal, but I really don't want to risk my priest. Let's see, yeah, it looks like they're going to play. Or not, okay. I'm wrong about what they're playing. Whatever. Then we went against what I'm calling just Scry. It was a... Should we be calling this, Salt... No. Salt Scry? Salt Scry? Sure. No, Salt Die is fucking 3 colors. Simic Slaw? Sure. It had, like, a bunch of scry lands, like that's what was their several first turn plays. They kept in that one Sphinx that scries, Sphinx's Foresight or something like that. I mean, I guess I'm just gonna attack with this. Yeah, that's fine, I suppose. Can just Rampage that. So yeah, it is Flash. Down on cards, Flash does seem like a pretty tough matchup for me. Most of my stuff is at sorcery speed. I need them not to have another Nightpack Ambusher. Might be doing something sorcery.
I protect that which cannot protect itself. Rise, my elemental friend.
I don't think you understand what you're doing. So we're gonna claim this as my own. And it untaps it, so even if they tap it for mana, doesn't even matter. Let's see. 2, 3, it's 5, 6, 7. And then I can put both of them back in my hand if I let Nissa live. So, I guess I can add blue to my mana pool. This is dying for sure, I guess, because I don't want them to have that back. Target you. I'm just gonna do this. And I'll put both of these back in. Okay. We have potential lethal, depending on what my opponent does. And that's exactly what we planned on doing. Claim the Firstborn. Another Nissa, you say?
Seek shelter in my stewardship. The land fights for us.
It's not bad. So I can put them to 1. Or would it have been better to, before attacking, set Gutterbones and a Midnight Reaper to draw a card? Because then technically... Yeah, that's technically better. But now that we've already started the attack, I think it's best to let this happen so I can draw a card with Midnight Reaper. Because if I get a... Well, that's not exactly what I wanted. So I have 5 mana. Cauldron Familiar means we win. I think I navigated that pretty well. I do think that I probably should have. Well, no, I guess not, because this way I did see more cards. So, in retrospect, I do think that it was better for me to take the line that I did as opposed to taking the alternate line, which would be sacrificing the Midnight Reaper in one of the Gutterbones first. Oh, by the way, I painted my nails, and I got plenty of suggestions in the comments about specifically painting them like Bolas. Let me see if I can find a couple of the comments that I saw. This hand is not the best. Joe, I know there was more. I cannot find them. Oh, right. Because it has to be in that, because I didn't respond to those. Avisto, things like people like that. This is not great because we only have essentially one card that we can cast. So I'm going to mulligan this. I don't love it. This hand's much better. I think that the Mayhem Devils are just generally stronger cards. Okay. So, since we got that, I'm going to keep the Fabled Passage to grow things, but I think this is probably going to be a matchup that I lose. But yeah, so I got red, black, and this is blue. I don't know how well you can see in comparison. And then on the so this is matte fingers, and then this is gloss. Yeah, this is a loss. That might help me out, but I am worried that my Mayhem Devil is just gonna die. Okay, so my Mayhem Devil's not gonna die. They should just attack with the 3/6, yeah. That's interesting. There's like no chance I was blocking those anyway, because I need my Mayhem Devil to stick around. Let's see, so I can play Mayhem Devil, play this, sacrifice this, why was I thinking I had more than that? I guess not. Yeah, because it's only the 2. Damn. Alright, that's fine. Still 2 hits on them. And I'm just going to get a black source, play out the familiar, gains me a bit of life. I don't think I can attack here, unfortunately. I need to be able to kill something. Pellet Collector is going to become a 4/4, which sucks. I can double block and block. Or I lose my entire board, and I'd have nothing. Or I can take 4 and just block that. Why do you have trample? Right, that's why. Yeah, I think I have to bank on getting something else here. That's fine. Block. No, I'm dead. Damn. Yeah, them's the break sometimes. The deck does run 24 lands, and that's just the decision that, oh wow. It's like the cheapest deck at that tournament. That's what the original creator decided to do. I don't think it's wrong, because you want to make sure you're hitting your land drops all the way to 4. And I think having 24 lands is kind of what you're looking for. But although that was for best of 3 on Mitgo, so it's very possible that on Arena it should be fewer. This hand is fantastic, though. Turn 1, turn 2. Hopefully turn 3, hopefully turn 4. Do I play Cat first? I think I actually play Gutterbones first. It's more damage. Yeah, it's just smarter to play this turn 1. I don't know why I was thinking the other way. Keep this. Let's see what my opponent's on. Blue green of some sort. Let's hope it isn't another case of Flash, although I do think my hand against Flash is slightly better if they don't have a Quench up. Okay, it's Temur instead. Once again, I'm hoping they don't have Quench up, but they probably do. I'm going to go ahead and attack first. And I think Witch's Oven is more valuable to me. So I'm going to cast Cauldron Familiar first. Because I can get Cauldron Familiar back, but I can't necessarily get Witch's Oven back. So this is a Temur ramp deck, maybe? Not entirely sure, but that's fine. Alright. So that works out. Get this down. Can do shenanigans with my Cauldron Familiar. I would love to draw another land, but even if I don't, I should be more or less okay. We are going to attempt to get value here. Okay. So I'll have him down to 14, down to 11 off of an attack. Oh, sure. Flame Sweep. So this is some sort of strange Temur control. When my opponent targets my Midnight Reaper or something, I can just sack it. I'm not going to sack it right now because it doesn't. I don't need to. I'm going to go ahead and play Rankle, see if this gets countered. It does. Okay. Luckily, my opponent has been missing land drops, so that's something that's going to help me out immensely. Next turn, I can play my other Midnight Reaper. Alternatively, I could attack, get Gutterbones in. So Wilderness Reclamation deck. Okay. I'm going to do this now, just in case my opponent wants to counter it with a... Oh, they can't counter it with a fish. I will pay for this, though. Because otherwise, like, my Angrath Rampage does nothing. They have 3 quenches? They had 3 of their quenches. Damn. Or am I dumb and they already counted? No, they had 3 of their quenches. Alright. Well, they're down to 2 cards. So, you know, they do need some value here somewhere. Next turn, I can Gutterbones it up. I assume they're going to go to end step and Vantress. Okay, looks like they're not using Vantress. This is going to be an expansion? Or explosion? Yeah, you're not going to get to cast a spell. Because of how targeting works. Yeah. They don't have access to red mana right now, so I'm not worried about this. Bit too much mana going on, it's fine. Go ahead and attack. Put a Gutterbones back. Going to cast Gutterbones first, because they know about Gutterbones. See if they're going to sabotage this. They don't. They probably will sabotage this, which is fine. Oh, excuse me, it's a mystical dispute. My apologies. But I'm not too worried about that. They're on pretty much lethal with only 1 card in hand. Or, yeah. It seems like they have mostly instants. I would have probably used Castle Ventress on upkeep if I was in their position. Because at this point, unless they have specifically a card draw in hand, that's cheap, and they find an answer. Yeah, and they didn't. I think they should have gone with the Castle Ventress early. And we're gonna go ahead and sack this. Excuse me. Don't care if you hurt my Gutterbones. Yep, that's fine. I have plenty of mana. I'll just buy it again. Obviously, that does cut down the speed at which I can murder them. But I'm going to go ahead and just play all of my Gutterbones. And I'm going to pass the turn. They do need to gain life, not just... Sure, that's fine. They do need to gain life, because my Cauldron Familiar will just kill them. Over time, just by ETBs. Do I want to sacrifice Cauldron Familiar right now? No, that's fine. I'm fine if they cast Flame Soup again, and doesn't matter. We smoked them. I don't know how many games that was, but also don't care. Oh, someone's on. It's Train Conductor again. Hello. Alright, one last game. Getting in the fun. Something like that. I don't know. Ooh, yikes. I go first. I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to Fabled Passage into a swamp, into a turn 2 familiar Witch's Oven. Because if we're going up against an aggro deck, we have Claim the Firstborn, sack through Witches. And if we're against a more controlling list, we should be okay with just familiar plus double oven. Until we can get down a Midnight Reaper to hopefully gain some more card advantage from our shenanigans. So I honestly think that since we're going first, this is fine. If we were going second, I would probably keep this hand in a blind meta because I could potentially I'd be going up against an aggro deck, and then I could just Witch's Oven on turn 1, Claim the Firstborn on turn 2 and stuff, so I wouldn't be too terribly afraid of the situation. Once again, this is Ganondorf. Okay, so we are going up against an aggro deck. So I'm going to go ahead and Sackle-E, grab a Swamp, and I'm still going to play Cauldron Familiar Oven here, because I can always just block and then sack. So, should be fine here. Next turn, if I draw land, I'll probably end up using Priest Forgotten Gods. Probably Priest Forgotten Gods, Claim the Firstborn. Well, I guess I wouldn't necessarily want to do that. Oh, I don't need to use the Priest. I could just claim champion. That's fine. Another Knight. Still fine. Yep. Block you. Sack this. And have it come back, because they're out of mana, so I'm not worried about them doing anything extra. Luckily, this doesn't have trample. If it did, we would still take some damage. Do I want to just claim this Firstborn and play Gutterbones? Do I want to play a Secondary Oven? I think Secondary Oven is just slightly better. But I definitely want to steal one of these. The beginning of your end step. Your end step. Okay, cool. I think I'm gonna Witch's Oven. No. I think maybe I need a Gutterbones. Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna Witch's Oven. Okay, let me make sure. If I attack with both, they go down 16. I sack this before they get it back. I have a thing. And I sack it. I have another thing. I block. Okay, so I should be fine to attack both here. Then I sack this. I end turn. Then before declare blocks, I sack this. Bring it back with one of my food. It dies from actually blocking. I bring it back with the food that I had left over. Okay. So should be fine here. Gonna go ahead and sacrifice this. And bring it back. Bring it back now, y'all. Well, not this time. Alright. Then we're gonna go ahead and block this knight. And it will die. That's fine. The menace is unfortunate, but it's okay, I suppose. Didn't get a land, did get a Reaver. Do I want to take, let's see. So I can play this, block Fervent Champion, and Knight. So that next turn I can use it, yeah. Okay. I think this is okay. I want to get Priest down so that I can actually play things. Getting that is nice. I don't know what they take. I assume they're going to take Reaver. I'm a little surprised by that, because Reaver just, like, lets me use Priest for free, pretty much. I guess Mina Reaper does let me draw cards and stuff, so. Okay, I assume they have to have, like, Joust or something to buff this guy, right? I do kind of need to block that, though. But they have something. Death Touch? Okay. I am gonna deny the life gain, though. Cancel. Oh, they already targeted that. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Oh, I lost 4. That was a dumb block then. I totally forgot I lost a life at the beginning of my turn from that. Luckily, my Cauldron Familiar is keeping me relatively healthily. Relatively healthy. I need a black source. Not a black source, another cat, though. Alternatively, I can Reaper. I think I might want to Reaper here. Because really, it's the ovens that make the difference, not necessarily the cats. So I think I'm going to Reaper here. Reaver here, sorry. And just pass the turn. Like, I'm winning this game via Drain. Oh, and that additional oven is also quite nice. I don't think they necessarily should have played that because of how much life I'm getting. At this point, they're making a mistake. I have chump blocks for all of your big creatures. Like, you're not going to outpace my damage output considering the 3 Stormfist Crusaders. Like, this is a chump block easily. And then I'm going to gain this life back with my 2 Witches Ovens here. I don't even have to block that. Like, I'm blocking the Fervent Champion, and I'm blocking the Knight. Alright, past the blockers. I'm blocking this. Sorry about that. I had to text some people about dinner. My opponent is dead. Or at the very least, they can't kill me. Oh, look, I have a Claim the Firstborn. They're down to 4. They're functionally at 1. Like, they have to gain some life here. Don't care about that card. Not even remotely. That's absolutely fine with me. Pass the blocks. Block there. Block there. Block there. 2, 4, 6. It would not even take me to very close to dead. I'm absolutely fine doing this. Sure. That's what I thought. That's how you play Sacdos right there, baby! Hell yeah, bud. Now, Sacdos, let's talk really quickly about the sideboard there. Sideboard. We got 4 Duress, obviously, against those punk-ass control decks. We got 3 Noxious Grass against those punk-ass green and white decks. So, I mean, this honestly ranges from your Gruul, that's green base, not your red base Gruul, but your green base Gruul. So, like the Gruul deck that I faced, I think that would be sufficiently green based. All the way to your white weenie, you know, your white life gain, and then of course your kind of more control-y decks. Your Simic Flashes, you know, they have a sufficient number of green things that they're playing. Planeswalkers, a lot of their threats are green, not all of them, but a lot of the threats. Those come in. Embrace Shieldbreaker, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure this just comes in against the mirror because fucking everyone and their mom is playing Cauldron Familiar Oven. So, Scorching Dragonfire. Look, if you gotta kill something, this does the job, and it exiles it, which is very nice. Drill Bit, it's more hate against control, those guys. And then Theater of Horrors, another kind of control / probably mid-range, I guess, is another place you'd want to bring this in, just because it allows you to have a little bit more of your card generation. So that was that deck, and it was a fucking ton of fun to play. I absolutely loved it, and I hope all of you did as well. And I'd like to thank all of you, especially Zen, for the continued support over on Patreon. If you'd like to join the patrons and support in the show, you can find links to that down in the description, along with a bunch of other swag awesome links. Yeah, I just said swag in 2019. Fuck you. I'll do what I want. Yeah, hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, go ahead and tap that like button, add subscription to your mana pool, cast a comment in the comment section down below, pass the turn and the vid to some of your friends. Hit that bell button because YouTube hates content creators nowadays. And until next time, all will be one.